at the end of the Great Wall. This is our IDPN field trip, and now we are here with David Manley, who is a PPM, and now we're here with Ravi. And now we just pretty much was just wondering, the Chinese, what do you think, David? I mean, the Chinese must have been put in a lot of pressure to build this massive infrastructure.
We need another person.
So many years ago. So, what do you think about this magnificent, one of the wonder, what is it? One of the wonder...
Seventh wonder of the world.
Wonder of the world, yeah.
Thank you very much.
What do we, go, David, let's go with David first.
It's kind of an interesting question, because the reason why the wall was built was because of security concerns. And now international security plays a major role in whatever developmental goals are pushed forward. And the parallels are striking, because once you consider that to build up this massive structure, it requires a lot of resources, and it required a lot of time, and it required a lot of sacrifices, because obviously resources were divided for this purpose. So some other places were shorted.
But you got to take consideration that this took many years to be built. It was like from one dynasty to the other. It was not just within 10 years. It took hundreds of years probably to build this massive infrastructure. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I think that a building like this, I think it shows that, I think internationally it shows that, China is a dominant country. By constructing this massive beauty. I mean, it just shows that, they're making their mark on this world, showing that, we are a power. We are a superpower, and, don't, pretty much saying, don't mess with us. And I think, yeah.
Those strength equate to might.
Yeah, and actually we were, on our way up here, we were discussing, I mean, how much money, the Chinese government must be making just by the visits to this wall. I mean, there must be hundreds of people right now, right now, paying, what, the equivalent of £4.50? If you're an adult, if you're a student, you pay £2.50. So multiply that by thousands of people that come here. I mean, what it generates on a daily basis is outstanding. I mean, you can just imagine how much money the tour operators are making. The informal economy here with the people selling shirts and hats. I mean, it's just astonishing, like what the Chinese have done with this piece of
Raymond,
infrastructure.
I want to build on, I think a structure like this, by the government building something like this, I think it's trying to promote the people, start up small business, promote small business, because, small business, I think the government wants to make sure that the small business is the core to the country, and not, be dominated by, international businesses coming into it. So I think that's...
Now, picking up actually on what Ravi's saying, I think you will agree with us, David.
I disagree with Ravi, actually.
You disagree with Ravi? Okay, what did you disagree with him?
It's not a small business enterprise. It's a massive enterprise. It's a state-owned enterprise.
So what you got going on is a cluster. It's an industry cluster. No. Small little businesses getting together.
No, it is still a state-owned enterprise. These are the amount of money that these small businesses make. It's incomparable to the amount of revenue that's generated by the government, which controls the whole wall. The amount of revenue that it collects, it feeds the state-owned enterprise. It feeds the state. It's an advertisement for the power of the state-owned enterprise, and not so much that of the small businesses.
Yeah, but let's expand on one of the conversations that we had yesterday with the World Bank, and where the guy was saying that actually the Chinese government is pretty relaxed when it comes to giving flexibility to the local governors and local communities to sort of run their own businesses, their own affairs. So probably, as you say, probably this is run entirely by the government. This is, again, a money-making machine. But you have to wonder, how they are using these revenues, how they are, because this, I think what they make on a day is enough to operate this for the whole month. So you imagine what they make on a monthly basis. You have to wonder. But anyhow, Ravi, look in China 10 years from now. How do you see China? What do you think China will be 10 years from now?
Well, China, I think, will and I think in the next 10 years will still remain one of the top superpowers in the world. And I think economically, of course, they have the human capital to, militarily be powerful, and it's developing really fast, and so technology and everything. So I think it could rival the Western nations, even the United States. And it's like I said from the start, like with construction like this, it shows that it is a superpower, and it's a contender, and I think in the next 10 years it will become one of the most powerful countries.
Okay. So how about you, David? How you see China moving forward 10 years from now?
China will be the next and the last great empire, because the rate at which other developing countries are speeding up means that eventually there will be no need for superpowers. And China is already second behind the United States as a superpower, and I think within the next 5 years it will catch up and surpass the United States as the greatest superpower. And within 10 years, the other countries will be catching up, and I think that will be the end of superpowers in our generation.
All right, so basically this is it. This is one of our reports from China.
And it's not all study, we had fun as well.
We have fun as well. This is part of our intercultural component of our learning, and thank you so much to the production team and for everyone here at the wall. So thank you.
Thank you, Satsky.
Take care.
Thank you, Sasky.